Welcome to Parenting in a Tech World, a podcast that aims to help you make sense of raising kids in the digital age. Do you ever feel like your kids are speaking a different language? Well, they kind of are. And while every generation comes up with its own slang to assert independence and stand apart from their parents, Gen Alpha is a little different. Thanks to the internet and social media, new words appear with amazing speed and disappear almost as quickly sometimes. In this episode, we'll walk you through some of the most popular and lasting phrases right now.
All right, so in my opinion, one of the most confusing things about this generation that's growing up in this massive digital landscape is the slang that they use and how any of the words they use have anything to do with what they actually mean to. And I think
Like Riz?
Yes,
Yeah.
Riz. Gosh, I mean,
Skibbity. We'll get into it.
yeah. There's so many.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, our slang blog just keeps getting longer and longer by the year.
It really does.
It's just like a dictionary of slang terms at this point. But wanted to do like rapid fire top 5 most popular that we've seen lately, and some that are kind of like longer lasting because like you said, sometimes they do die quickly.
Yeah.
In fact, one of my favorite posts that we do on social each year is like the slang graveyard for Halloween. And sometimes it's words that just became popular. So they move
For
on
like
quickly.
2 months.
Yes. So do you want to give us the download on the top 5 slang words that we're going to talk about today?
I'm going to give you the top 5 and then go into what each of them mean. And
Cool.
then I'm actually going to give you a bonus 6th that I just learned this week from my son.
Okay.
And it was a compliment. And I didn't
Oh.
even know he was giving me a compliment. I was like, don't you talk to me that. Oh, never mind. Okay. So the top 5 slang words that we at Bark are seeing, hearing lately are aura points, op, sigma, crash out, and let them cook. And then the bonus 6th is comp.
Ooh.
Yeah. All right. So let's first talk about aura points.
Yes.
Now, if I had to guess what that was, aura points, I'd be like, it's a good thing, maybe? I don't know.
Seems like a good thing.
Yeah. You know, you really have to use contextual clues when you're talking with your kids these days. It's kind of nuts. But it's a term used to determine how cool or not you are. Here's an example. I think this is thanks to Haley, right?
Yes.
Thank you, Haley. Haley, you're the best. How many aura points did I lose wearing my Winnie the Pooh hoodie out in public?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
makes sense.
yeah, definitely. It makes sense. I don't know how they came up with it.
That's a whole nother episode of where
Yes.
these things started.
Yes.
Okay, so op is short for opponent. It can refer to one's enemies. Probably got its basis, in gaming,
Yep.
the gaming world. But I kind of like it, Number 3, sigma. Now, when I hear sigma, I think of the math symbol,
Yeah.
right? Or fraternity.
Yep. Fraternity is where my head goes.
Yeah. But no, kiddos. It's someone who is a lone wolf type, independent but still strong, as opposed to the more dominant alpha male type. So cool, whatever. That's good to know.
Yeah. We stand corrected.
Yes. Not to be confused with Stan.
Yes.
STAN.
Which I actually do use Stan a lot.
I love that.
It's a great one.
It's a good one. I stan Sam, which
Yes.
means I really like Sam.
It's very simple.
Simple, easy to remember. All right, number 4, crash out. This one is what it is. It's, it describes an overreaction or tantrum because of something small. Instead of saying, I'm about to lose it, which I say that a lot.
All the time.
Even this morning coming in, I couldn't get in the gate. I was like, oh! My kid would have said, Mom, don't crash out, right? But yeah, you might, when you encounter something frustrating that shouldn't be that frustrating, you might say, I'm about to crash out.
Yeah.
Got it.
It's funny because when that one's kind of more recent. I feel like I remember talking about it in Slack relatively recently. And I just associate it to like going to sleep. Like, because I
Yes,
always say, like, I'm just going to
totally.
crash.
Yeah.
Like, I'm
Been
going to
going,
stay
going,
somewhere.
going.
I'm going to sleep. I'm going to just be
Crash
still.
out.
But now I guess I need to stop saying I'm about to lose it.
I don't think I've ever seen you lose it. That's pretty amazing.
We saved that for
We saved that.
the Atlanta traffic.
We saved that. I love this. Okay. All right. Number 5, let them cook. This one's hilarious. Like, kids are so brilliant and funny.
Yeah.
And this is one example of that. So when you let someone cook, you're allowing them to do their thing. It can apply to something traditional, like playing soccer, or something more nuanced, like going off on a rant about how much better Wicked is than Wizard of Oz. Okay, those are not my words.
Hot take.
Hot take. That is Haley. Haley, I think, might think Wicked is better than Wizard of Oz. I appreciate Wicked, but Wizard of Oz is one of my favorite movies of all time. The original with Judy Garland, and like that will forever stand as one of the best movies ever. So fight me on that. Anyway, but that plays into the example we're about to give for Let Them Cook, which is, no, I want to hear Olivia's complicated story about the origin of Glinda. Let her cook. Now, that made no sense to me.
Yeah.
But if you are under 25, it probably made sense to you.
Perfect sense.
Great. And or Haley.
Yeah.
Okay. Now the bonus word, comp. So I said something to my son about something that was, I guess, kind of cool or whatever. I was just about to say boss. That's my slang, which means cool, good, powerful, whatever. And he goes, Mom, that's comp. Or actually, I don't even think he said mom that. So he just said comp. And I was like comparison? What?
Yeah.
And he was like, no, like, it's like competitive. Like,
oh,
you did a good thing, like a powerful thing. And I was like, thanks, sweetie. Like, I didn't even know you were giving me a compliment. So comp, C-O-M-P.
I like it.
Yeah, we should add that to our growing dictionary.
Yes.
So yeah, those the 5 + 1. There you go.
Love it.
Yeah.
We love a bonus slang term.
Yes.
To your point, kids are creative.
Mm-hmm.
They're very smart. We know this. But why are they using slang so often these days? Like, what's the, outside of it just being different and cool, what else are they using the slang terms for?
I'm so glad you asked. It's almost like we planned our conversation ahead of time and you created some thoughtful dialogue for us to reach the listeners.
Did my best.
Did your best. No, but seriously, because children are primarily communicating digitally and they're on these platforms that do have some semblance of filters and content moderation, they will try to circumvent the content moderation filters. So, for example, if a kid posts something and they're using the word sex, it might get blocked or taken down. So they'll get creative and use words like segs, S-E-G-G-S, instead of sex. It's almost like it's like the word S plus eggs.
Yes.
Super creative.
And I think they also do it with the egg emoji too sometimes. I'm pulling it up because I know we've talked about this before.
Another way they'll talk about hard topics, circumventing content filters, not Bark's moderation system though, but basic moderation systems. They'll say unalive instead of kill or dead. You can sometimes refer to suicide. Also, this one's weird, sewer slide instead of suicide. I remember the first time I saw that, I was like, WTF, but okay, that's actually pretty solid.
Yeah.
You know, another one that every time I think about it, I'm just like, dude, kids, man, is the pasta noodle emoji. Because noodles sounds like nudes. And we know that sexting is the new first base.
Yep.
So it's not just words.
It's emojis.
It's emoji.
Yes. Yeah. And I mean, we have plenty, like the taco, the brain, the peach, the dump truck, like the chili pepper.
The plug.
Yes. The list literally keeps going on.
Doesn't stop.
Yeah. So not only are they making up new words, not only are they figuring out ways to say words so that they don't get flagged, they're using emojis. And how does Bark help with that? Like,
I'm so glad you asked. Seriously, one of the coolest things about Bark, and one of the many things that drew me to Bark almost a decade ago, was the nuance of our algorithm. Meaning, our data scientists built an algorithm that was able to detect not only content, but context.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, when a child uses a school bus emoji, and they're not actually talking about when they're catching a bus or who might be riding that bus, but they're actually talking about a Xanax bar, which looks like a school bus depending on the milligram if you're using the yellow rectangle, whatever. So that just blew me away. It blew me away the amount of Bark alerts that were able to be generated that no other content moderation filters were flagging. Things like KMS, standing for kill myself, but not sending a Bark alert when it wasn't actually a threat, when it was just kind of like a throwaway term, because kids do use that as a throwaway term. I mean, there's so many instances where Bark's algorithm was able to detect an actual threat or not a threat based on language, acronym, emoji, that would go under the radar from any other system. And I'm talking about systems that have billions of dollars at their disposal, you know, like Meta, TikTok, Snapchat, etc. So shout out to our engineering and data science team. Y'all are the GOAT.
Yes.
Greatest of all time. And I'm just so grateful for our algorithm that gets smarter every day. And that the cool thing is, as our company grows, as our user base grows, it learns from itself. And we also, another great shout out to our engineering team, when we surface a Bark alert to a parent or caregiver, the parent or caregiver has the opportunity to give us feedback like, hey, this was a helpful alert, or actually you guys got it wrong. Mm-hmm. And so we're able to gather that feedback in real time and help our algorithm get smarter. So, I mean, tech is so cool.
Yeah.
I'm just continually blown away by what's happening in our field, in our company, and the importance of it, right? It's not just tech for tech's sake. Our tech is saving lives. Our technology's ability to find credible threats and dangers to children from harmful content and harmful people, whether it's school shooting threats, predators, mental health issues like suicide, saves lives every single day. And so I know this episode started on a lighter note, right? Light, funny, a little shocking maybe. We're taking it to a more serious place, but you know, it's important. That's our job as parents, is to keep our kids safe in real life and online. And parents who use Bark are doing that in a really, really smart and innovative way.
Yeah.
All right. That is our episode for today. Thank you so much for listening and sharing and watching as usual. May your communications with your children not be chuggy. May this episode be a canon event for you. And let me find one more good one. May your clothes stay drip. Peace.